always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider before engaging in any physical activity that may cause or aggravate a condition or injury. We want you safe and feeling good.
Hello, welcome to Primal 7's setup video. I'm Jenna Ellis, physical therapist and program director for Primal 7. This video is all about setting up your Primal 7 system so that you can safely start to exercise. The Primal 7 system is a suspension tool that helps you with body weight exercises such as the squat, the row, and the push-up. It helps you get into better movement patterns and to correct old bad movement patterns with support. Why is this important? Big thing number one is injury prevention. Second thing that's important is it helps correct bad movements that you may have been doing for longer periods of time before this. With this Primal 7 system, movements can be slowed down or held to really reform and practice all your alignment and exercises. Think of Primal 7 as a workout buddy. It helps you get in and out of positions with more ease, and it helps you with balance and alignment as well. With this, the fear of failing is gone, and you start to gain more confidence with each workout that you do. So first, let's get started learning the parts. The first thing we'll look at here is our bar attachment. This metal piece right here hooks into the actual system, and then you can loop it over a bar or a pull-up rig at your gym or at your home. That's what these straps are here for. I'll show you in a little bit, a little demo, how to set this up. This will give you a little 12-inch addition if you have really high doors or if you have a pull-up bar or a rig, as I was saying earlier. The next piece that we'll go over here is one side of our Primal 7 system. Here's that other little metal attachment that I was talking about with the bar attachment. It will slide right through it. Next thing here is our band release levers. You pull it up and then you just gently pull on one of the webbing straps and the rings or the band will move up and down. The next thing we have here is our 9 hook. Our 9 hook is important because it helps lock these two straps into place. So if you don't want your rings or your band to be moving during the workout, all you do is simply make a little loop with your webbing and then slide it right through that hook and they lock into place. Once the system's set up on the door, I'll go over how all that works. The other thing the 9 hook is good for is stowing your rings. There's a little web right on top of your ring here that if you're not reusing your rings in the workout and you don't want them flying around, you can just loop it right through that 9 hook and it is safely stored. Okay, moving on here, we have 2 safety covers. One for the band release levers and then the other one is for our buckle down here. All right, so staying down on this strap here, here is our buckle. Think of it as a little seat belt. You use your band and buckle it into this and attach it to the other side. It has little releases right here that you just push in and the band will become unclipped. The next thing here, the other strap, is attached to our ring. Rings are good for upper body strength and it helps promote symmetrical development and strength of your upper body. And here's our webbing loop like we showed earlier. So that is one side. The other side is a mirror copy of it. We'll next move on to our Primal 7 bands. So this is what supports you and your body weight as you're going through the exercises. Here is the other end of that seatbelt buckle. You would just clip it in and it will do a nice little click. And then on that strap, you just push the 2 little levers and it comes undone then. There are 3 different kinds of Primal 7 bands. P1 can support weight up to 175 pounds. P2 goes from 175 to 275 pounds. P3 is 275 to 400 pounds. You can also change bands depending on how your exercise level is at the time. For example, if you'd like a little bit more support in your push-up, you can go up from a P1 band to a P2 band. Or if you're really getting good at, let's say, your plank or your squat and you want a little less support, you can come down from a P2 to a P1 band, so on and so forth. Okay, so that is all the parts of the Primal 7 system. If you ever start to get lost setting up your system, you can always refer to the quick start guide that's on our website. All right, so now let's get into setting up with our door. So we'll first get started with our bar attachment. If you have a bar attachment at your gym or at home, you'll be using your bar attachment here. I'll do a short little demo using my arm as the bar. So what you would do, come to your bar, place the webbing around, and then make a little loop. Thread your metal piece through the loop and pull till it's nice and tight. Then, if you'd like, you can do it again, repeat the process until you've got the desired length. Okay, now you would attach your Primal 7 unit. So you'll take one of your straps here, and you're going to take this top metal piece. You're going to put it perpendicular to the bar attachment piece and then flip it through. So it's not going to come in and out. It will move side to side a little bit, but it's not going to come all the way out. In order to release this to take the band down, all you need to do is take the top metal piece from the Primal 7 straps and slide it again perpendicular to your bar attachment. And they're now separated. Okay, so that is setting up on the bar, and you would then repeat it for your second set. All right, so now if you're using a door, we do want to make sure that you're using the Primal 7 system on a door that opens away from you. So you can see my door is opening away. Okay, the reason why that is important is because we want to use the door frame as its main support and not the actual door. So if your door would open towards you, you would be using mainly the door as the support. And what would happen is you would start to see the door start to open like this a little bit, like bowing back. If that happens, you know you're on the wrong side. You want to make sure, again, the door is opening away from you. Okay, so now we're going to get started. So grab both of your straps here. And I like to put both of these metal clips in my hand here. I'm going to open my door and then thread it over the top. And then I'm going to close my door just so that it's taut. And then I can slide my bands over to my desired width. And then I'm going to close my door all the way. Normally, we'd like to see you have about a little wider than shoulder width apart is the recommended allowance for how far apart they should be. If you would like a little bit more stability, you can always widen them out and it'll give you a little bit better base of support. So this is just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart on me. So from here, give each strap a gentle tug just to make sure that back metal piece is fitting firmly against the door. And it is. Okay, so from here, I'm going to grab my Primal 7 band. I'm choosing my P1 band today. So here is the one end of our safety buckle. Grab the other buckle here and do a little click. You'll hear that snap into place. If you want to detach the band, all you have to do is push these two buttons in and it will safely release. And I'll do it again, push together. All right, so now I'm going to go on to my other side here. Make sure that the band isn't being twisted as you put this on together. It'll just make it a little bit more comfortable. And now I'm going to slide my safety covers down over the buckles as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull these down just for demonstration purposes. They normally be up. So how the actual system works. If you would like to raise up the band to make it higher, make sure that both straps are completely out of our 9 hook. And I'm going to repeat over here. All right, so in order to raise up your band, now that these straps are unhooked from the 9 hook, all you're going to do is press down on your rings. You can do one at a time, or you can do both. And I do want to make sure that my rings are even so that you have a little bit better symmetry there. All right, so if this is my desired band height, I would go ahead and lock those straps back into place. Okay, if you are doing a workout that you're using the rings back and forth between the band and you have to raise it up, you can still leave it unlocked. When you push into the band, it's not moving down and up. There's a safety feature here that when you're in the band, that is automatically locked. Okay, so I can push down on this and it's not moving. On the other hand, the rings are not locked, so the rings will move if you pull on them. You can see there. So if you would like your band set at a certain height and you're not using your rings, I still recommend to actually lock it. So in order to get this back into place, I am just going to lift up my band release lever, and then you can either step your foot in it to push down, or you can just pull down on that back strap. Okay. All right, so we'll take a look back here. I am not equal length, so we'll raise it up just a smidge more, maybe a little more. There we go. Sometimes you have to play around with it. All right, so now to lock both straps back into place, you'll take both of your straps here, lift up that release lever, make a loop, and then thread it through that 9 hook. Now you can see both of my straps are passing into that 9 hook and behind it. Okay, so it's locked into place there. Give your rings a tug then. Make sure they're locked into place. You can also do the band as well if you'd like, just for a little extra security. Then I'm going to put my safety cover back up. And then again, we'll look at this side as well. Okay, so loop it through, press down, and then my safety covers can come up. And then I can get into the Primal 7 system and start my workout. Okay, so let's say now I want to use my rings. Okay, let's say my rings were first stowed, and now I want to do some ring rows in my workout. So all I would do is take part of the webbing from the ring and slide it off the 9 hook. Okay, same thing over here. Bring it on down. Now I can safely come into using my rings. Make sure they're locked though. Give them a little tug. They're not moving. Again, they're not moving. Okay, so say you want your rings to be a little bit longer because you want a little bit more distance with your ring row. So what I'm going to do, again, take both of my webbings out of the 9 hook and then come down like this. So now, if I want my rings out further, all I have to do is push down. You'll see the band raise up, and then you can bring your rings back into place. All right, make sure you lock them then. It's always about the lock with the rings. And now they are locked back into place. All right, and one more time, just with stowing your rings, you can find the webbing on the top here, and then loop it through your 9 hook, and they're safely stowed away. Now, one little note about that 9 hook. It is able to bear the weight of the ring. We don't want you bearing weight on it though, so make sure you're not tugging and pulling on that 9 hook, as it is not as strong as a door frame would be to actually hold your weight. So it's just for holding the rings and nothing else. Okay, and that is the basic function of your Primal 7 system. Now, to actually take this down, what I like to do first is take the band off so that it is, again, less weight. Okay, and then we'll go with the other side as well. Okay, now I have it down. Okay, next thing you do is I'm going to take both straps in my hand like this and open the door just a little bit and then slide them together. Then I can safely take it down from my door. Okay, and now my Primal 7 system is completely detached and I can take it wherever I'd like. It's highly portable. You can use it in the bag, put it in your travel suitcase if you're flying, if you are going on a road trip, so on and so forth, and you can have a portable exercise experience with you. Okay. All right, so now we will go over a couple little troubleshooting tips and tricks to get you going and set up safely in your band. The first troubleshooting we'll go over today is how high should I have my band set? Normally, we like to have the door, if we're just using the Primal 7 system and not the bar attachment, set at about 6.5 to 7.5 feet tall. That's in the normal range for a regular door inside a home. Now, if you are using the band or the Primal 7 system on a pull-up bar or at a gym, like on a pull-up rig, then you would need to have a bar attachment, and that will give you an extra 12 inches of length. So that is how you can see how big you need to have the band. So a good indicator would be if you're looking straight at the band and the release levers come about eye level. So that is a good height for me. My door is in between that 6.5 to that 7 foot range. How you can also tell is by getting into the band and performing a squat. So I'll come into my band here. If I am set up properly and I have the proper length, I should be able to go through my squat without being pulled forward. So I'm going to come down into my squat and then stand back up. My motion is not restricted, and I'm able to move through a full range of motion. Now, on the other hand, if you don't have enough slack or length pulled out in this band, or if the band is set up too high on your door, it will look like this. It will start to pull you forward, okay? So when you squat, you'll be coming up onto your toes and it's going to be pulling your chest forward. So that's when you know I need to give a little more lax, a little more length in this strap, or I need to lower the band a little bit or put a bar attachment in. Okay, the next troubleshooting question that we get asked frequently is, why aren't my rings moving? Are they broke? Nope, they are not broke. They're probably just locked in the 9 hook. So go to your system here, pull down the safety cover, and then pull up your safety release lever, and you'll see your 9 hook. If both of your straps are threaded through that 9 hook, simply take it out of the 9 hook, and then you can move your ring to whatever height you would want. In order to put it back, lift up that release lever and then pull down on the strap behind it. Okay. Another question we get asked is, why is the band pinching me? How can I remedy this? So that you can do a few different things. You can either pull the band up a little bit higher underneath your arms or pull it down just a little bit lower. You can also wrap a hand towel around it so it gives you a little extra padding. How you can figure out where under your shoulders it should be fitting properly is take 2 fingers and place it right in the crease of your armpit. Just below that second finger is where your band should be comfortably resting. All right, and the last thing here is, last troubleshooting question is, what should I do if I'm getting too much support and too much help? You can always go down a band. So starting at P2 and going down to P1. Or you can give a little more length in your straps, go through most of your range of motion until you feel a little support, and then come back up. Same thing with a pull-up and a push-up. Well, that's it for today's workshop. If you need any other help, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can go onto our website at primal7.com and find our Contact Us button, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great rest of your day.